Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about exactly why I think that Bitcoin is about to break above 112,000 and why I think that Bitcoin is about to rally all the way up to $125,000. If you are looking forward to understanding not only where Bitcoin is right now, but also where we're going, then you found the right video. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Over the last month and a half, Bitcoin has been bouncing off of a very strong bottom, down at about $98,500. Immediately after Bitcoin dropped below $100,000, a massive amount of buy pressure came into Bitcoin, and within 8 hours, Bitcoin was back up above $100,000. Myself and many of you guys bought sub 100,000, solidifying the idea that a sub $100,000 Bitcoin is what we would call a very good entry. That's not the only reason that we're bullish, however, though, because ever since that day that we dropped below $100,000, Bitcoin has been on one massive rally after another. Originally, we rallied all the way up to 108,000, which proved to be very strong resistance, but at the moment is actually serving to be a very strong zone of support. But that isn't the only support that Bitcoin has. We also have support here at about 105,000. So today, I'm going to share with you all of the technical reasons why I believe that Bitcoin is not done with its bull market and why the next major rally is right around the corner. The very first point I want to make, other than that massive amount of buying pressure that we saw sub $100,000, is a double pair of inverse head and shoulders patterns. First of all, on the 1 hourly chart, you can see a very powerful inverse head and shoulders pattern right here. If we were to draw that inverse head and shoulders pattern with our trading view, we can see that that inverse head and shoulders pattern is going to look a little bit something like this. If we take a conservative price target using this as our shoulder line instead of going all the way up to 110, which is more accurately our shoulder line, we would get a price target on this breakout of approximately $122,000. From a technical standpoint, makes a lot of sense that a breakout is coming very soon. We also have to consider the fact that Bitcoin has been making a large number of higher lows. Other than the original scare from the 12-day war between Israel and Iran that dropped us below $100,000, Bitcoin has not been beneath $100,000 since we originally rallied up to this level. We have been setting higher low after higher low after higher low after higher low, and were it not for that massive conflict that could have at any time grown into a global thermonuclear conflagration, Bitcoin would never have dropped below this uptrend right here, defined just like that. Bitcoin most likely would have bounced off of 103,000, rallied all the way up to 110, and been above all-time high already. If there had not been the scare of global nuclear war, therefore, Bitcoin would not have dropped below $100,000. That is basically a guarantee, because even with the bombing of Nasfahan and Fordo, Bitcoin still held $100,000 in the zone around it with a great deal of strength. Okay, a couple of other reasons why Bitcoin is about to go through a massive rally. The Dixie, the dollar currency index, is the index that measures the strength of the United States dollar against a basket of other world currencies. It has had its worst H1, first half of the year, since 1973. That's right. Over the last 6 months, the United States dollar, according to the dollar currency index, has lost more of its strength against the other currencies of the world than in any year in the last 52 years since 1973. The corrective movement that we're seeing on the US dollar currency index right now is one of the strongest that we've seen in such a short period of time this millennia. The last time we saw anything like this was in the late 90s, moving into the beginning of the 2000s. The last time we saw anything like this was during the dot-com bubble. And so we can see that with the major weakness that's being shown by the Dixie, that's going to lead to a great deal of investment into the Bitcoin market, because Bitcoin is seen as a hedge against the Dixie. That being said, Bitcoin is not just seen as a hedge against the Dixie, Bitcoin is also seen as a more risky tech stock kind of play. And so Bitcoin does very well when the United States stock market is doing well. Well, ever since the Trump bill has passed through the House and the Senate, it's now off to Trump's desk for signing, which obviously he's going to sign it because it was his idea in the first place. We have seen the United States stock market across the board breaking all-time high. On Friday, before, not last Friday, the 4th of July, but the Friday before, we began breaking above all-time high. All of last week, we continue to break above all-time high. The United States S&P 500 has had a small corrective movement over over today's trading day here on Monday, but overall, we're still an all-time high. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, as you can see, is not currently breaking through all-time high, but it's likely just around the corner. DJI's all-time high is at approximately 45,000 points. We are currently at 44,400. So very close. If we look at the Russell 2000, we're also going to see that a major rally is taking place here, and all of the other major stock indices in the United States stock market are either at all-time high or they are currently breaking all-time high. And so what we're seeing right now is a massive, massive rally on Bitcoin that is being predicated upon three major factors. Number one, there is a geopolitical uncertainty around the United States dollar and the United States financial system. This is driving bond rates through the roof. This is driving fear in the dollar, and it's driving the Dixie down. Number two, we also have a very strong stock market right now because of good jobs numbers that came out earlier this month, and also as a result of there being some more certainty about what's going to happen in the future. There's not as much fear, uncertainty, and doubt about tariffs. There's not as much fear, uncertainty, and doubt about whether or not the spending bill is going to get passed. There's not as much uncertainty about a debt ceiling, for example, being hit and there being a government shutdown. And so that gives a clear runway for the United States stock market. So first and foremost, we've got geopolitical uncertainty around the dollar, which is benefiting Bitcoin. We've got national and, for the most part, geopolitical confidence about where we're going in the short term financially. And then third, we've also got phenomenal technical support for a major breakout. All of this is giving me a great deal of confidence that a major breakout is going to be coming sooner rather than later on Bitcoin. And I think that that breakout is coming soon. Bitcoin is setting these higher highs and higher lows. And whereas Bitcoin was trading with confident bottoms around 100 to 102 to 103, now Bitcoin's trading with confident bottoms and confident support around 105, 106, 107, even $108,000. And what was resistance is now turning into extremely powerful support. In fact, we have a massive visible range volume profile support right between 91,000 and 110,000. And Bitcoin is sitting on top of most of that. It makes sense based on the technicals, based on the stock market, and also based on the weakening dollar that Bitcoin is about to go through a major rally. And I would love to hear your opinions in the comment section down below about what that looks like. What are the takeaways here? Number one, now in my opinion, is a phenomenal time to be buying Bitcoin. Is this financial advice? No, but I will be totally honest with you. We've bought hundreds of thousands of dollars of Bitcoin at this level. I don't mind saying that. And the reason for that is because could Bitcoin go lower in the bear market? Sure, Bitcoin could go down to $60,000 to $70,000 in the bear market. I calculate all of our finances off of two major numbers. Number one, a 50% revenue reduction plan. Number two, a 70% Bitcoin drawdown plan. If Bitcoin drew down 70% from 112,000, that is exactly $33,600. I look at that number all the time because I factor that in for everything. Okay, well, our Bitcoin could drop down to $33,600 a coin. Am I still comfortable buying at 108? Yep. Why? Because it might not, and it might just take off to 250. The reason that I think about it like this is when I'm investing in Bitcoin, I'm not thinking about how low it can go. I'm thinking about how high it can go. If you're thinking about how low Bitcoin can go, you're effectively shorting Bitcoin. You're thinking, oh, it's going to go down to 60, so I'm going to buy more. You are reneging on the opportunity to buy at 108 because you want to be able to buy at 60. I don't think that way. I think in 10 years, in 2035, Bitcoin will be trading at $1 million a coin. I think in 15 years, in 2040, Bitcoin will be trading between $2 and $5 million a coin. So I don't think, should I buy now, maybe I could get an entry at 70. I think, should I buy now, Bitcoin's going to be between $1 and $5 million in 10 to 15 years. When I look at it that way, sure, $108,000 entry is fine. And if we drop down to 60, great, I'll buy more. So that's how I'm looking at the long-term and the short-term investment horizon. That's how I'm looking at the next 3 years. If we go into a bear market, drop down to 50, spectacular. I'm in love with that. I will buy so much Bitcoin. I'll buy a dozen Bitcoin, easy. I would love to buy Bitcoin at 50K a coin. I'm so happy to do that. If Bitcoin doesn't do that, then I've also loaded up my bags at 108. And no matter what happens, whether a bear market happens or a super cycle happens, I'm ready for a $1 to $5 million Bitcoin because I'm loading up with the opportunity that I have right in front of me rather than trying to tell the market what to do. So that's what I'm doing with investment. With trading, here's what I'm doing right now. I am using a new exchange that I want to share with you, and that would be the exchange none other than Tubbit. There is a wonderful trade that I'm going to be setting up on Tubbit And I want to give you guys kind of an insight into why I'm using this exchange. I love this exchange. It's growing rapidly. It's got about 3.6 million active traders and is growing very rapidly. It has over 1,000 trading pairs, $14 billion in 24-hour trading volume, and it's got everything you need to succeed with trading. They've got copy trading. They've got derivatives, so they've got perps over here. You can go over here and do your leverage trading. They've got spot, and they've got a ton of trading pairs for whatever it is that you want to trade. And most importantly for you guys, there's a lot of ways to make some easy money on Tubbit as you get started with your trading journey. One of them is our very own link. If you check the link down below, there is a spectacular opportunity over on Tubbit where you can make up to $30,000 in the next week by signing up on Tubbit and trading there. For any of you guys who sign up in the next 7 days and do some of these following tasks, you can earn $10, $50, $100, up to $30,000 depending on the size of your account. When you register for Tubbit with our link, you are going to be receiving a $50 welcome bonus just for signing up with our invite code. You're going to get $50. That's all you got to do. You register, you get $50. Free $50 if you sign up for Tubbit. It's that simple. Sign up with the link in the description box down below. Now, when you do your first trade, you will double your bonus when you trade with perps for over 1,000 USDT. You guys know that there's a lot of money to be made in trading, especially when it's so obvious what the next move is around the corner. So why not make some big bonuses there? After that, there are a number of other ways that you can generate returns. If you deposit $100 on Tubbit, you're going to get $30. That's another way to generate just $30, just out the gate, just $30 from signing up with Tubbit. If you deposit $500 and you trade $30,000 in volume, which is really not that much. I mean, you can trade $30,000 in volume pretty easily. You're going to get $100 for free. So $500 deposit, you can get up to $100 for free. If you deposit $5,000 and you do $800,000 in trading volume, which for some of you guys is just a drop in the bucket, you're going to get $500 for free, and so forth and so on. If you do $8,000 of deposit, $1.5 million in trading volume, you're going to get $800 for free. All the way up to if you deposit $100,000 and you do $9 million in trading volume, you're going to get a $10,000 bonus. $100,000 deposit, $9 million trading volume, $10,000 bonus. That's going to cover all of your fees and way more. And if you deposit $150,000 and do $25 million of trading, you're going to get a $30,000 trading bonus. That is what we call spectacular, and I highly encourage you to sign up for Tubbit with the link in the description box down below, because you're going to be able to make some money with the sign-up bonuses, but you're also going to be getting access to one of the fastest growing cryptocurrency exchanges in the game, and you're going to be seeing a lot of our trades over there in the coming weeks and months as I start to show you some of the trades that we're doing. Tomorrow, if you tune in, I'm going to show you one of my long trades because I'm personally very excited about the prospect of Bitcoin breaking through $112,000, and I'm going to be long. So make sure to watch out for that in tomorrow's episode. And if you have not already, make sure to sign up with our link in particular at the top of the description to get access to all of these amazing rewards with Tubbit. Not only will you be getting access to some spectacular sign-up bonuses, you will also be getting access to a spectacular exchange. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more content. And in conclusion, a break above $112,000 is going to be coming very soon, most likely because of the weakness of the dollar, the strength of the US stock market, and the strength of the bullish technicals that Bitcoin is presenting. Before I go, I do just first want to let each and every single last one of you know that I love you. And before I go, I do also first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.